Okay, that sets the scene. Let's dive into the core reasons why a foreigner might actually choose China. What are the big advantages?
Well, the number one thing that comes up again and again is cost. It's just significantly cheaper than many Western countries.
How significant are we talking?
The sources suggest procedures can range from maybe 1/5 to 1/3 of the price you'd pay in, say, the US or parts of Europe. It's a massive difference.
Can you give us some concrete examples?
Sure. The guide mentioned an MRI scan could be over $2,000 in the West, much lower in China. An appendectomy, maybe $32,000 in the US versus closer to $1,000 there. Even something major like heart surgery, you might be looking at $10,000, $15,000 compared to $50,000 plus stateside.
That's huge. And is the pricing generally clear? Sometimes lower prices come with hidden costs?
That's a fair point, but the system in many public hospitals is government regulated, so it tends to be quite transparent. Itemized billing is common. Consultation fees, for instance, can be incredibly low, like 20 to 50 RMB. That's just a few dollars.
Okay. And medications?
Also much cheaper. Reports suggest drug prices can be 70 to 90% lower than in the US, largely thanks to government pricing policies.
All right, so cost is clearly a massive draw. What's another major advantage?
Waiting times, or rather, the lack of long waits. This is another big one.
How do they manage that?
Many top hospitals have dedicated international patient departments. Think of them as VIP fast tracks. You often get priority access.
So potentially same-day appointments?
In some cases, yes. The guide mentions getting same-day consults at Peking Union Medical College Hospital, which is a top institution. Part of it is just the scale. Some leading hospitals handle thousands of patients daily, over 5,000 visits.
Wow.
And technology helps too. AI is being used for scheduling, which apparently cuts waiting times by 30 or even 40%, according to the market report.
That efficiency could be crucial for someone needing treatment quickly.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk quality. Cost and speed are great, but what about the standard of care and the tech? I think some people might still have older ideas about this.
That's a really important point, and the reality has shifted dramatically. China's poured resources into medical tech. Several Chinese hospitals are now globally ranked. The Fudan ranking for 2024 listed 12 in the top tier.
So we're talking top-level equipment.
Absolutely. In leading centers, you'll find cutting-edge diagnostics, advanced robotic surgery systems, the same kind of tech used in top Western hospitals. And they're really innovating with AI.
How so?
AI-assisted diagnostics are showing impressive results around 95% accuracy, helping reduce misdiagnosis rates by like 30%. Think about reading complex scans. AI can spot things the human eye might miss.
That's significant. And surgical skills.
Also very strong in certain areas. The guide highlighted world-leading survival rates for liver transplants, 93% at 5 years. And things like robotic prostate surgeries boast success rates around 99%.
Beyond surgery, what fields are strong?
There's a lot happening in biotechnology. Genomics, personalized medicine, based on your genes, pharmaceuticals, stem cell research, oncology, orthopedics. Really across the board in specialized areas.
Now, China also has its own unique medical tradition, right? Traditional Chinese medicine, TCM. How does that fit in?
That's another distinct advantage. Many modern hospitals actually integrate Western medicine with TCM. You might get personalized treatment plans that combine both approaches, sometimes even using AI to help tailor TCM therapies.
What's the benefit of that integration?
Potentially a more holistic approach, and sometimes fewer side effects. The guide mentioned TCM helping reduce nausea from chemotherapy, for example, using natural ingredients.
Okay, interesting. So the medical side looks strong in many areas, but what about the practicalities? Being a patient in a foreign country can be daunting. Language barriers.
Definitely a valid concern, but the top-tier hospitals are very focused on this. They offer pretty comprehensive support services.
Like what?
Multilingual patient navigators are common, often available 24/7, speaking 15 or more languages. You might see AI kiosks for information too, and certified medical translators are key people trained specifically for healthcare settings to ensure accuracy. One source mentioned CMTA-trained translators reducing errors by 98%.
That level of support must make a huge difference. What about dealing with insurance?
Good question. Many top hospitals have direct billing agreements with loads of international insurance companies. The guide mentioned partnerships with over 2,000 insurers in some cases. So they can really streamline the payment process.
Okay. And getting into the country for treatment, visas.
That seems to be getting easier too. China has visa-free travel arrangements with more and more countries, and they're using tech to speed up visa processing. Plus, there are specific medical visas, M visas, designed for this purpose.
It sounds like there are quite a few compelling reasons then. Cost, speed, tech, support.
Yeah, and we haven't even touched much on other socioeconomic pluses, generally safe environment, low cost of living for things like food and local transport, seamless mobile payment systems, easier accommodation booking, good transport networks like high-speed rail.
Okay, so a strong case. But let's be balanced.